What's going on, everybody? This is Bobby G back again with another Saturday Spiel. Today's Saturday Spiel is going to be called Wait For It. That's the title. Wait for it. Because honestly, it seems like a lot of people today are in a rush, waiting for the second coming of God in some cases, or waiting to get this project done or that project done. Sometimes we got to wait for it. And sometimes in that waiting we have to prepare. Case in point, the readings we come from today are from what's known as Parashat Noach, which is Genesis chapter 6, verse 9 to chapter 11, verse 32, Isaiah chapter 54, verse 1 to chapter 55, verse 5, Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 to 46, and Luke chapter 17, verses 20 to 27. They all have a connection to Noah. Is one of the connections that you will find when you read these passages. Well, what about it? Well, Noah got told by God, hey, listen, I'm about to rain down on this place, literally, and there's going to be a flood, but you're doing what's right in my eyes. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a boat. I want you to make it waterproof. I want you to make it watertight. And I want you to gather all the critters of the earth, at least those who are on land anyway. I want to put a disclaimer out there that anybody who thinks that Noah had all the animals in existence, including the ones in the water, that's not the case. There's a lot in biblical times that wasn't known in terms of animals that we know now. And so there's a few changes and a few disclaimers that need to be put out in that regard. But he said, 2 of every unclean animal and 7 of every clean animal, if you go back and read that particular passage in Genesis that I just quoted. And in Isaiah, in the case of Israel, it's a thing of God's really starting to get tired of Israel's idolatry. Why? Because by going away from Israel's idolatry, by going away from the ways of God, as it happened in the days of Noah and as it was happening in the days of Jesus, when we choose not to wait for God and we choose not to prepare for God and we choose to rush things, that's when things go south really fast. And in the case of Matthew and Luke, if you have your scriptures here, when we go out into the chapters and we look at what's going on, we find that there is a lot of craziness going on, especially if you're impatient, especially if you're not waiting for it or keeping an eye out. Because at one point, it says, starting with verse 24, he says, for false messiahs and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders so as to lead people astray, if possible, even the elect. And see, I've told you beforehand, that's verse 24 and 25, which are actually kind of leading into this passage. Excuse me. But of the day and of the hour no one knows, not the angels of heaven nor the Son except the Father alone. For just as the days of Noah were, so will be the days of the coming of the Son of Man. For in those days before the flood, they will be eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark, and they did not understand until the flood came and swept them all away. So shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. The 2 men will be in the field, one taken and one left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one left. Therefore stay alert, for you do not know what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known at what time the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and not let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Why do I bring this up? Well, a lot of people are looking around, and again, I continue to bring up the circumstances that we currently live in because a lot of people are going to take the civil unrest, all the things that are going on with different organizations, with the election, with the pandemic, with the microchip in Sweden, with the Neuralink that is being created by Elon Musk. If you go on CNET, you can find out about that. But a lot of people are looking at all these things, and people are reading books like I am, such as 1984, Fahrenheit 451, Brave New World, Animal Farm, and on 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 it goes. And they're looking around, and some people are comparing that with Scripture and going, looks like he could come back any day. For all I know, he could. But that's not really me to say, because I don't know when Jesus is coming back, nor does anybody else, although there has been a lot of debate about it in eschatology, which for those of you who don't know what eschatology is study of the end times, which there may be some things that are worth studying, but I think in terms of the second coming, we need to stop debating that personally, whether you're pre, mid, or post-millennial, whether you're pre, mid, or post-trib. I think it's time we stop doing that because, as I just read, we don't know when that's going to happen. Because just like Noah, people didn't know when the flood was coming. Noah didn't seem to know when the flood was coming, apparently, by reading the scriptures. But Noah got busy. Noah got to work and built that ark. Who else was with him? Could have been his sons-in-law, for all we know. But either way, we gotta wait for it. We gotta be patient on God. We have to wait for what's coming. We have to be willing to wait for God to handle things first. Because if we don't look to God to handle things first, it's going to be a long day. I mean, it's going to be a long day. Okay? In terms of what's getting ready to go on. So wait for it. Prepare. And I'm not saying, when I say prepare, I'm not talking about, preppers stuff. I know some people are out there who are preppers. If you're familiar with the term, you know what I'm talking about. Stocking up on stuff and God knows what else. But I'm saying pump the brakes. To everybody out there, pump your brakes. Hang on a second. Look at what's going on in your own life. Look at what's going on if you have a family. Look at what's going on with your family. Take care of those things which God has right in front of you. Whether it's family, friends, if you're part of a local church or house church like me, make sure you're taking care of those things. And be about our Father's business. That's where we need to be, is about our Father's business and making sure that we're taking care of things for the kingdom. And taking care of the mission for which we know God has sent us. With that said, my name is Bobby G. This is my Saturday Shpiel. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll see you all next week. Peace.